morning, guys. Happy Friday. Today is March the 26th, and today I am here for all of my TTCers. It's been 3 years since I've made any type of TTC vlog or anything, but Vern and I are TTCing baby number 3, and we are on track to getting an IUI. And so I wanted to make a TTC vlog because yesterday I did go to our first fertility appointment, and I will explain all of the things that we did in that appointment. And also, if you're embarking on the same journey, I can give you a little bit brief synopsis on what you are to expect, what you need to do. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below, email me or anything. So let's get started. Now, it's been 3 years. Valerian just turned 3, and so we decided that we're gonna go on ahead and start the TTC process. So what I did was I have been taking some supplements, which I will show you. Not only will I show you, I will. Is in class. She's on her Zoom math class, so I had to help her with something. So anyway, so these are the supplements that I'm going to be showing you guys that are great for blocked tubes. And so that's issue that I struggle with. I have reoccurring blocked tubes, and so I'm always taking some supplements to help me eliminate the scar tissue that is somewhere in my fallopian tubes or cervix or whatever. And so the first one is serrapeptase. Serrapeptase. I'll put the correct spelling somewhere around here or here. Serrapeptase is great for reducing scar tissue, and also Wombenzyme. Wombenzyme, this is also great also. And then I have my Chinese tea. I don't know the pronunciation, so I won't even butcher it. So this is what it is. This is what it is. And then we have this as well. And you can get all of this stuff off of Amazon, okay? I'm also taking 2 different fertility vitamins, because this particular one is great for people like me who are really nauseated. I'm a nauseous type of person. It don't take much for me to be nauseous. And so they claim to be easy to swallow, but these are horse pills, so you will need a pill cutter, and they're very hard to swallow for people that, dry heave and gag whenever they try to swallow large pills. You're going to need a pill cutter. And so whenever there's certain times of the day where I'm really, really nauseous and I can't take that, so I'll take these instead. These are Spring Valley organic prenatal multivitamin with iron gummies, and this is what that is. These are gummies, and just something that's easy for me to chew and swallow. And whenever my system calms down, I can cut these pills and get some like orange juice or something like that, and just swallow it really easily. And so I usually take this after a meal, like maybe 30 to 45 minutes after a meal. I take these, and I take these pretty much like after I get up in the morning. I take the serrapeptase first, because you have to take the serrapeptase on an empty stomach. And so first thing in the morning, you take the serrapeptase, and then you wait. Well, I like to wait. I don't like to take things back to back. I wait probably 45 minutes, and then I'll take my prenatal multivitamins. Like, if you're new to TTCing and you don't know why you need to take a multivitamin, well, it's always a great thing to keep all your vitamins on point, because a lot of women don't find out that they're pregnant until they're almost 1 month in, and a lot happens in the first trimester. And so trimesters are quarterly. And so when you have that first month, like all the major organs are beginning to develop. And so you just want to have a nice little regimen of your vitamins taken so that you can be on point and don't have to, worry your head too much, about certain type of defects and different things like that. You can't really avoid any defects or problems in fetuses or whatever, but you can give your unborn child the best start by keeping your vitamins up and getting all of your nutrients, in your vitamins. Okay, so for those of you who are brand new to TTCing, I'm gonna link my TTC vlog, my TTC story with Vila in the description box, and so you can get the whole story as to how everything took place. But very, very, very briefly, for those who are new to my channel, hey girl, hey y'all, hey, if you are watching with your husband, my husband and I were TTCing for almost 2 years, and we couldn't understand why we weren't getting pregnant. So a friend of mine had a procedure done called a hysterosalpingogram, for short, HSG. Okay, it's a very long word, and it's called a hysterosalpingogram. And so in order to get a hysterosalpingogram, you have to get a prescription from your doctor to have that procedure done. And a hysterosalpingogram, briefly, is just a fancy word for an x-ray of your reproductive organs, your fallopian tubes and your uterus. And so what happens is that blue dye is inserted into your vagina, into your cervix, and into your uterus, and it's supposed to spill out into the fallopian tubes. And if the liquid spills out, your tubes are clear. If there's no spillage, your tubes are blocked, and you have to go towards the next step in how to getting that resolved, or you can matriculate to IVF. And so in my case, I had my first hysterosalpingogram November 1st of 2013, and I found out I was pregnant with Vila December 13th. Did I say this? November 1st was the HSG, and December 13th is when I found out I was expecting her. So a lot of women, for whatever reason, get pregnant after this procedure because whatever is happening, sometimes you'll have a small little blockage, and the force of that liquid spilling over will completely clear your tubes. For me, that happens only temporarily. After I have my baby and everything, my tubes close back up, and it takes me years to get pregnant. And so having this base knowledge of what's going on, I decided to go on ahead and see a doctor. My first advice to anybody that is TTCing, you need to see a doctor. You need to see an OBGYN, or you can just go straight to the fertility clinic. You need to find out exactly what your particular problem is. I can't help you. I can't say what your problem is. I'm not a healthcare professional, and plus I don't know your issues specifically to give you any specific direct advice for your issue. You have to go to a doctor. You have to get these tests done in order to be diagnosed and find out what's going on with you. So that is my major advice. So before you ask me any questions, I have no problem answering questions, but before you ask, the first thing I'm going to say is, have you seen a doctor? If you have not seen a doctor, I'm not Dr. Google. I'm not trying to guess. You have to go to a doctor to find out what your problem is, or you're going to waste months and years of your life taking these supplements, doing all of this stuff, and nothing's gonna happen. And so so we set up an appointment, and because we're still in the pandemic, it takes forever, at least a month, to get an appointment, like a first time patient appointment. And so I'm gonna even tell you where I'm going right now, because this office, everybody was so nice. I was so nervous because when I was doing my research on fertility clinics, a good 85% of the comments were, oh, the doctor is rude, nasty, the staff is rude, they just want to keep charging you a bunch of little fees for every little thing. And I just kept getting all of those comments because after my OB situation, when I had Valerian, I had a horrible OB. I've learned to do my research, my necessary research before I go with a doctor, and I've never done that before. So but this was, so I did my research and I found Dr. Gelman. Dr. Gelman is based in Cooper City, Florida. So if you don't mind driving, you know, he's in Cooper City, Florida, and he's from a place called IVF Med that's in Cooper City, Florida. So you can Google him. He is really nice. He's very nice, and for us, especially since we are self-pay, there's no insurance company, you know, that our insurance doesn't cover fertility treatments, and so we're self-pay for certain things. Now, I could have gone the OB route because you can actually use your insurance to, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little loophole. You can use your insurance to go to your gynecologist, and you get a pap smear, explain the situation, and you can get that particular visit done where you get your pap smear and all that, and then you let them know, listen, I'm trying to get pregnant, I haven't, and they will give you a prescription for an HSG, which you do have to pay out of pocket. Okay, but the initial visit, the first visit, you know, will be covered by your insurance. In my case, I've been having a difficult time finding an OB because for whatever reason nobody's taking my insurance. Every single doctor on my insurance list, they no longer take my insurance. So I'm still, you know, I'm gonna have to, you know, plug in different cities. I'm gonna have to drive, you know, to see if I can find, because nobody in my area takes my insurance. And so at the first visit, at your first fertility visit, you need to make sure that you're showered and shaved, if that's something that you do, because you will be having to strip down. You have to they're going to take your blood pressure, your height, and your weight, and you will also have to do an ultrasound of your fallopian tubes, an ultrasound of your uterus, all your reproductive organs, because the doctor wants to see if all of your organs are healthy before he proceeds forward with any procedures. And so that's what I did yesterday. Yesterday I went in, I got a ultrasound of my fallopian tubes and uterus. Everything was normal, looked great, and he was really happy that I hadn't had any previous C-sections, because he just kept asking me that, no C-sections, right? And I was like, no. And so everything was on the up and up. He wanted to do the HSG right then and there, but he couldn't because he saw that I was self-pay, and he didn't want me to have to come back and pay, you know, for the procedure, because the initial visit and the HSG, they're pretty much the same price, with, you know, a few dollars more. The HSG is from where I live, I'm in Florida, and for what he charges, it's $495 for the hysterosalpingogram. And so the initial visit is $395, and so I got all that done. And then the reason why he could not do the HSG right then and there is because he has to do that procedure in a specific time in your cycle. You're only supposed to do it between cycle day 7 through 10. Okay. And I don't know why that is, but when you go to the doctor, you can ask them the reason why, but that's the reason why. You have to do it at a specific time in your cycle. And then for me, I ovulate on cycle day 9. So that's cutting it mad close. And then you have to wait until your period. And so on my app, I have a nice little app. I don't have my phone here, but I have an app where I track my cycles, and it told me yesterday that my period is estimated to come on Saturday. And so the doctor's office told me that I have to be heavily bleeding, not the first day of your period, but they count from the second day of your period because the flow has come down. And then they count 7 days from the time of the first day of heavy flow until it's completely done, until your period is completely done, and then they schedule your hysterosalpingogram for the day after your period is completely done. And so that's what's going to happen. I have to call the office and let them know, hey, my period is on. They have a weekend number so that I could reach them, so they could schedule me, as well as, you know, of course, their office number during the week. And also, I have to do some blood work. I have to go to a separate place to get some blood work done, but you can't do any type of blood work while you're on your period. So I would have to wait until they scheduled me for my HSG, and I would just book the blood work for the morning, and then book my my HSG for like the afternoon, like a 3 p.m. type situation. And so, but keep in mind, when you're preparing for a HSG, you make sure you get you some pads, some big granny pads, because for some women, they bleed heavily. All of that fluid that they insert, it's going to drain out. And so it's best that you get, I'm going to go today and purchase some Depends so that I can just, you know, put those jokers on after I'm done, and it can just flow how it flows, and I don't have to worry about spillage, leakages, or anything, and I can just take off the Depends underwear and just throw it in the trash, and you don't have to worry about ruining your underwear or anything like that. And so that is something that, you know, I'm going to do. And so yeah, so, and then after the hysterosalpingogram, I wait a day. So a day after the hysterosalpingogram, Vern and I are going to do what we do. And we're also using, this is the sperm-friendly lubricant for my newbies who don't know. This is Preseed. It's a little pricey. It's like 18, 19, 20 bucks now. You can get it off of Amazon. You can get it at Walmart. If you get it at CVS, you're going to pay $26. I'm just letting you know. So don't get it at CVS because it's mad expensive. So get it at Walmart or Amazon. And so, yeah. And so right now I'm just waiting on my period to come. Today's Friday. It's supposed to come tomorrow, so I probably won't get like a heavy flow until Sunday. And so I'll call their office, their weekend line on Sunday, and they'll immediately schedule me 7 days after my cycle, and then I can go on ahead, and then Monday morning I can schedule my my blood work for the morning, and then I'll go later on. And so also fun fact, and I mean, you know, it may be, you know, it varies from women to women. Some people find the hysterosalpingogram extremely painful. When I first did it with Violet, it was excruciating. And so you could ask your doctor for a sedative or something like a little bit of anesthesia, but most likely they're going to tell you to take like 2 Tylenol or take 2 OTC, which is over-the-counter painkiller or whatever, which will definitely help you in the aftermath, because sometimes you'll have a little bit of cramping, you'll have a little bit of discomfort after the procedure. So it's best, like, before you walk into the doctor's office, you pop 2 Advil, Motrin, Tylenol, whatever it is that you have, and when you're done, you can, you know, be covered. Oh Jesus. You can cover yourself, you know, for in anticipation of any type of pain or discomfort you may feel. And so yeah, so we're on our way. You know, I'm so excited. I haven't had a baby in 3 years, so this will be exciting. And you know, we're trying for a boy unofficially. Go be nice to your sister. Bye. Don't you tell her you don't like her. She said, I don't like her. And so, you know, whatever the Lord gives us, we'll be happy. But I just wanted to come on here. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little TTC overview and give you a little bit of advice. Leave your questions or comments down below, and make sure, you know, you see a doctor before you ask about anything, you know, because I don't know it all. I don't pretend to know it all. I just know what has worked for me. I know what we have done. And so the conclusion that we came up with, because they were going to have Vern Vern come in for a sperm analysis, but because of my history, and I also have 2 children which came after 2 hysterosalpingograms, the doctor was like, you know what, let's do this. We have the procedure and we wait. If you get pregnant, fantastic. If you don't, then Vern has to come in, do his sperm analysis, and we will matriculate to the IUI, and I will go on ahead and do that IUI for you. And my goal is to do an IUI, a medicated cycle, because, you know, we're self-pay, we're paying out of pocket, which means, you know, you want to maximize your chances of getting pregnant by doing a medicated cycle. A lot of people are afraid of that because you may end up with multiples, and we're just not talking about twins, we're talking about triplets and maybe twins, triplets, or whatever, and that scares a lot of people. It don't scare me because I am 39. If I end up with twins or triplets, I can be done. I can be done. No more, the shop is closed, you know. And so so that's the agreement that we came up to, because he was sympathetic, you know. He doesn't know my financial situation, but he just did not feel right having me keep coming back, because every time you go to the office, honey, they want that shmoney. Ain't that what that little girl out there be saying? So they want their money, okay? And so you don't want to be going in there paying, and that's the reason why you know, a lot of YouTubers don't tell you their doctor's names and stuff like that. I'm gonna tell you his name. His name is Dr. Gelman. from IVF Med. That's his practice in Cooper City, Florida, because everybody was nice. They made me feel comfortable. I was telling the lady I was nervous, and she's like, you don't have to be nervous, we're really cool here. And so I was just like, thank you, Jesus, because I haven't had many rude doctors. I've had 2, but no, because we're getting ready to go. And so when you do have a rude doctor, you never forget how a person makes you feel. And so you never forget how a person makes you feel. And so whenever you get in contact with a good doctor that treats you with respect, that's just normal and polite. Don't take much to be nice. You know, you really appreciate it. And so shout out to Dr. Gelman and everything. So we're on our way. So I will definitely keep giving you guys weekly updates, because a lot is going to be happening in the next few weeks. And so you're going to get a TTC update for baby number 3 every single week until something happens. And this would be a good way to document this. And if I do get pregnant, that's going to be it's going to be great. So anyway, if you enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up, like, share, and tell a friend. And please leave a comment down below. If you don't feel comfortable saying anything in the comments, go on ahead to roperfamily at 2012 at yahoo.com. Okay, feel free to give me a shout and we can chit chat or whatever. I can't give you no medical advice. You do what makes you happy, and happy baby making. Baby dust to all of you who are trying, and I received the baby dust, and we gonna get it popping, honey, for baby number 3. Hopefully, you know, hopefully our second to last or our last. So we'll see what happens. So I'll talk to you guys in the next vlog. Peace and hair grease. Bye.